What is up? My name is Garrett Yogurt on Twitter, YOOGRRTT. This is the Now Notation YouTube channel. Welcome back to another album review. Today we are focusing on Steven motherfucking Moses. The album is Love Me / Leave Me. It came out earlier in July 13th, 2018. This is a man who is coming onto the scene very quickly and very abruptly. I recently did an edition of Next to Blow Up that was featured on this channel on this man, Steven Moses. Before he just went by Moses. Now it's Steven Moses. That's his real name, I guess. And I kind of just went through some songs, but during that that time period, I was also listening to this album a lot, and it kind of hit me, and I mentioned it in the video, that this album, just as a product, deserved its own video to kind of go into each track and kind of just talk about what he's doing on here and why it's actually like one of my favorite projects of the year so far. It's definitely one of those projects where you're listening to a guy kind of just lay it all out. Like it's a coming out party. It's basically, hey, I'm here and I'm here to stay. This is a good summary of what I'm going to be doing. And as far as 8 tracks on the project go, there's not very many lows, if any, really. There's songs I like more than others. There's, songs that don't hit as hard as the others, but they are never dropping in quality to the point where it doesn't deserve the whole listen through. And I've listened through this album multiple times, like front to back. I can put it on and it just goes, and it's fucking playing in the background right now. Getting into the track list, though, we're looking at track number 1 is Love Me featuring Steven Moses. All of these tracks are co-written by a man named William Van Zant. And when I first found Love Me on streaming and stuff, it was a William Van Zant song. I don't know the relation. I know that he produced Love Me and a few other tracks. I don't know if it's the whole album was produced by this man, but regardless, this guy is so fucking talented. Yeah, so it looks like producers on this project, we're looking at Blake Statkin, Diveliner, Jackson D. Silva. Or no, I'm so sorry. Those are writers. Yeah, basically all that. I'm guessing. William Van Zant's even featured on the writing side as well, mixing side. Fuck, dude, this guy's all over the place. So he must be a good homie of Steven's, or at least someone that is able to work really closely with him to kind of get this whole project going in the way that it did. But yeah, track number 1 is Love Me featuring Steven Moses. It was basically a William Van Zant song. Kind of like, I would describe it as like Wish with Diplo and Trippie Redd. I would assume if William put out a project, he would be able to put Love Me on there, because it's kind of a song that helps both of them and kind of displays each of their sounds, because it is a very distinct song, I would say. Like once you hear it, you know it, and then once you're associated with it, it's its own thing. But there's a lot to highlight on as far as like the lyricism, the production, the flow, the way it switches up in the middle. Like there's in that song in particular, Love Me, which is one of the standout tracks, no fucking doubt about it. This is the highlight track. This is the one that everyone's talking about. This is probably how most people would find this project, to be honest, is through that Love Me video, probably sitting at about 2 million, 3 million views right now on YouTube on the Elevator channel. Yeah, this song is just great, but it was originally a William Van Zant song, so that's why it says featuring Steven Moses. Track number 2 is Alone. Track number 3 is I Can't Eat featuring Jackson D. Silva. Track number 4 is Muddy featuring Maxo Cream. Track number 5 is Hot Boy. Track number 6 is Qualitestaholic. Track number 7 is Pain You Keep featuring Diveliner. And track number 8 is Leave Me. As far as standout tracks, if we're just going to jump into that real quick, the ones that, I mean, like I said, guys, and ladies, there's no way that 6 out of 8 of these things aren't the most banger songs, some of my favorite songs of the summer, as well as just like the other 2 that I'm talking about. Like, they're not even bad. There's no low point in this album to where it fucking valleys out and you're just like, damn, this is where the fuck is Love Me at? Like, you know what I mean? No, it doesn't do that. In fact, the way that this album plays through is very consistent. I'm able to listen to it multiple times, no problem. But standout tracks, if I had to pick like 3 of them, would be Love Me, obviously, Hot Boy, obviously. There's a video for that on the Elevator channel. I did a reaction to those on the Next to Blow Up series, so if you're looking for something something to watch about Steven Moses, that would be the next video to go through. And thank you, Genius.com, for all these wonderful track listings and just information regarding this. Track number 5, though, is a standout Hot Boy, and then Pain You Keep featuring Diveliner. This song in particular is one of these ones that kind of really made it apparent that this guy was more than just another white guy with tattoos rapping about Xanax. And I know that sounds weird coming out of a white guy's mouth, but it's like they can kind of all do the same thing, and it can get pretty murky. And if you go on the SoundCloud seed especially, there's more and more of them. And to actually stand out and do things like Steven Moses is doing, you got to come at it with either a lot of artistry or just a lot of fun. And it seems to me that he has a lot of artistry while also just being very interesting as a person. There's a interview on, I forget the channel, but there is an interview out there. Mass Appeal has an interview with Open Spaces with him, and it's not very viewed right now, but it will be in the next few months when this man starts taking over. There's already songs in the works with Chapo and other people, and I know this guy's gonna do some crazy shit. And if there's someone that I could maybe say he should collab with, it'd be, I think a collab tape with Paris would be awesome. I think that would work really well. But Pain You Keep was the one that when I heard that and kind of just got hit in the face with emotions, maybe, like, it definitely made me feel some type of way about just what he was talking about, and just the idea of pain and just dealing with it and putting the pain onto other people. And those are all really reoccurring themes on this album, just consistently. But he does it in a way that sounds very like real, but it's also very like distinct. Like, it's not just another sad song. Like, the things that he's saying and the way that he's talking about it and the way that he's making these articulations and making these comparisons and like referencing things from his life, it's very, very much him. I mean, to what I would assume. And the way that song's written, the structure and everything, go listen to Pain You Keep. We reacted to it at the very end of that Next to Blow Up series video that I did. And that just shows, like, it was worth listening to, and it was also worth doing this review as a separate video and not just mentioning the whole album in that Next to Blow series, because this album is becoming one of my favorite projects of the year. It's been on repeat for a good week now, and I just really am happy with what is being displayed here. He's fucking showing off great cadence, a bunch of different flows that, while you could probably draw lines from other people to get to where his flow is, it's not the most like craziest original thing. Like, I think Jack Harlow's flow is fucking very original. Like, it has like moments where it sounds like other stuff, but it's so comfortable, and this guy is equally comfortable as far as Steven Moses goes, but you can definitely see where the influences come from. A lot of people would probably call out Lil Peep and stuff, but when he starts rapping, you're like, well, Peep never rapped like that, like, necessarily. I'm sure he could have, but he never, that wasn't his thing. He's able to kind of blend like the melodic, atmospheric realness that is that sound, that type of sound, but also able to come through with some of the most raw flows, and then also switch it back up to that slowed down, more somber, get the message across sound that is sometimes needed. And with these type of music, when you have so much, a lot of guitar samples or just guitars being played, and it's a lot of slow, long strumming chords that are like, they're not rushed between each other. The way that the chords exist in a lot of these songs is like each note is sitting there doing its time, existing, taking notice, and then next one goes in. But it's not being cut out by anything else. The drums are never too in your face unless they need to be, with, like, you know, Hot Boy needs to be a bit more in your face because it's Hot Boy, bruh. He's a hot boy. And Muddy as well. But Pain You Keep, Leave Me, Qualitessaholic, all these are more slowed down. I wouldn't say message heavy, but there is a lot of like good analogies and good wordplay in not the most traditional way where he's just like rappity rap. It's like, no, he's rapping. It's hip hop, but it's more to that. There's a lot of good real stuff in here, and that was really what stuck out to me, was just the depth of this album, and just how well it plays back to back. It's not the longest thing. There's only 8 tracks, but every single one, even if it's ones like, I don't know, Qualitesaholic is my favorite, but even if it's that one, it's not bad. Like it comes in right where it needs to go. It goes away, and then it goes back into more hot shit. And it's like, but nothing is ever like dropping in quality. There's a certain polish on all this, and I don't know if that's on the William Van Zant side, because he seems to be like the through line through all this. But obviously, Steven Moses is a very talented musician, and that's what I'm really happy about. It's just that I've walked away from this album feeling like this man is more of a musician than necessarily just a rapper. And it's okay to just be a rapper. Like, I love rap, but when you hear him talk about how much he's played guitar and just his understanding of music and just his kind of upbringing, you can see that he's kind of put a lot of the pain and issues and struggle and angst that he's had throughout his life into his music, and it definitely shows on this project. So that was Love Me / Leave Me. The title's pretty cool because it starts with Love Me and ends with Leave Me, so I thought that was cool. Very cool. But that is the Steven Moses album, Love Me / Leave Me. What did you guys think? What did I miss? Let me know. What are your standout tracks? I think Hot Boy is probably the hottest music video out right now. Probably one of my favorite songs of the summer. So go listen to that. Go watch that video. Get that up to the Love Me level of plays. I think it's only at like 300K only, but you know, compared to the couple millions that he's gotten on that one, I would like to see all his songs continue to just grow. And look out for new music from him. Look out for new videos from us. Subscribe if this is your first time watching. Thank you so much. My name is Garrett Yogurt on Twitter, YOOGRRTT, and you guys have a great day. That's all, folks.